CBDCs in Florida. Welcome back to the Sovereign Ratio. Today we're going to take a quick look at some Florida news regarding CBDCs and provide a quick update on Bitcoin's price action today. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button, like the video, and leave a comment below. Alright, so for those who may not be familiar or hiding under a rock, CBDC is a central bank digital currency, which is essentially a government's form of control over the dollar digitally. CBDCs have been proposed, and everybody is pretty sure being worked on in the background that would basically transform dollars to a digital dollar, kind of like a US stablecoin like USDT or USDC. But it would also allow the government complete control over those dollars, completely removing self-custody, essentially. So if you're spending CBDCs, the government would have the ability, theoretically, to turn those dollars on and off whenever to restrict your access from them. And Governor DeSantis in Florida has been widely outspoken against government control over the financial system, specifically CBDCs. And we're going to take a look at a brief recording that surfaced today about him discussing his current thoughts on CBDCs. All right, we're a little blurry here, but I think the message will come through okay.
Not have a successful economy if every aspect of it ends up being politicized. That's not going to work for our pension system in the state of Florida. It's not going to work for credit ratings, and we're not going to let them impose social credit scores on Floridians so that their ability to obtain credit is somehow related to whether they're towing an ideological line. Florida also led in saying, we do not recognize, it's not there yet, but they want to do it, a central bank digital currency. You want them being able to monitor every single transaction you make as a citizen? I know I don't.
All right, so Be in Crypto goes on to extrapolate on the story. It says, in a recent public engagement, Governor DeSantis emphasized that Florida would not accept a CBDC. He argued that the state also rejected the imposition of social credit scores. He said that Floridians do not recognize a CBDC that would allow the government to monitor every single transaction of its citizens. In March, Governor DeSantis proposed amending Florida's Uniform Commercial Code to ban using a Fed-backed CBDC. The legislation also prohibited any CBDC issued by a foreign reserve or foreign sanctioned bank. Meanwhile, the proposal called for other states to adopt similar prohibitions, which is the important part for me that I'd like to highlight right now. Again, this is just a quick update today, so we're also going to provide, on top of that, we're going to provide a quick Bitcoin update. As you can see, we've had a pretty significant drop in price today to the tune of around 8%. That's actually since Friday. Let's go to the daily chart here. This candle is around 4.5% today. Back to the 4-hour chart. I do see a couple things here. There is an important level of resistance here at this trend line that's been active all the way back here since January. It was previously resistance and is now support. I'm also seeing a couple things. I'm seeing a curvature up on the 4-hour stochastic. I'm seeing RSI very much in the oversold area here on the 4-hour. One good thing on the chart is that as of right now, we have the 9 EMA sitting at 27,580, and price has held that. Essentially, it wicked down below it very briefly, and now we're sitting at 27,708. That doesn't mean that we can't go down more, but what that does mean is that at this very moment in time, which is 5:11 Eastern, we are holding it. And we're also just about to pop above this trend line again here on the weekly chart that we just looked at. And again, that's, if you've been following this channel the last couple of weeks, the EMA 9 has been my thing. If we get a daily close below the EMA 9, we're probably going to see a retest of this trend line right here, and then further downside down here at the middle of the Gaussian channel at 25.6, or perhaps even at the top of the bull market support band here at 25.4. But if we do lose this, I'd be looking somewhere between 25.4 and 25.6 for the next level of support. Hopefully we don't do that. Hopefully we do hold the EMA 9 here and continue onwards and upwards toward, I don't know, first stop would probably be 32K, and then maybe a retest of the Gaussian channel, and then maybe up to that 37K that we were looking at. Who knows? I don't want to get too bullish because this is kind of a rough area that we're in right now. It's very, very close to being bearish. So we'll do an update tomorrow and hopefully things look good. The US dollar has been here on live support for a while now. It's currently at 101.39 with further downside expected. But right now, maybe we have a little pop up back up to the bull market support band on the dollar before we see further downside. Not really sure. We probably need to keep an eye out on that. But lately, the dollar and Bitcoin have not been correlated as much as normal. Again, here on the Bitcoin dominance, we're sitting at 48.25 and going down a little bit. That is because we have USDC and USDT dominance going up. And as you can see here, Total 3 has just been plastered today. The entire market of Total 3 is down 3%, meaning altcoins are getting absolutely crushed in relationship to their Bitcoin to USD pair. I have some here that I normally look at. You can see Gala BTC is down 10%, Render's down 10%, Superfarm is down 9%. Some bigger names, Filecoin 8%, Matic 4%, AVAX 3.7%. Solana's not as bad here at 1.8%. ADA is almost even. And we have BNB and Ethereum up on their BTC pairs. But for the most part, alts are getting smashed. If I was going to be investing anything on this dip, I would probably be buying Bitcoin. Alts are not a safe play right now, in my opinion. Those would be something more to pile into around the halving. There's usually one final dip before or after the halving. That would be the time to start piling into alts. Right now is not that time, in my opinion. In fact, just looking at Polygon here, Polygon has been one of the best performing alts in this entire market, even reaching up to $1.50, which is just insane when we had that run up. But it has broken major support. It has even broken this buy zone that I was looking at myself between 89 and 92 cents as a good buy for Polygon. It actually popped below that down to 87 cents and is currently sitting on the bottom of that box as well. If there was a couple altcoins to buy, I wouldn't buy any, but if I would be buying Chainlink and Polygon probably, but I don't even know about that at this point. We did a Gala Games video the other day, and on the 15th, Gala is converting from version 1 to version 2, and some exchanges like KuCoin and Gate.io have expressed that they're going to do the conversions for their customers. I don't like Gate.io. I do like KuCoin. But until the 15th, I would expect this to continue bleeding. We do have a liquidity zone here around 2.556 cents. Let's go ahead and get an FRVP just to see what happens here. Let's say let's zoom out a little bit. Let's just get it from here to here and see what happens. Yeah, so that's still at 4 cents. What we were looking at the other day, 4 cents is a big resistance area right now on Gala. Very unlikely that breaks, at least for quite a while. Because there's not a lot of data here before, I would say the next liquidity pocket would probably be here in the 2.4 to 2.5 cent area. Below that, we would probably just be looking down here at the bottom at 1.85 cents to 1.5 cents. Unfortunately, but that might be a decent pickup zone. If you think Gala is going to go to $1 like a lot of people do, that would be a substantial return. It's almost a 80x or so. So I think that's all we're going to do on alts and Bitcoin today. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully you found some good things in the video that you can use for your trading, whether it's Bitcoin or just liquidating alts or holding alts or whatever. And also take a consideration, do some more research into CBDCs and how they affect you, and increase your knowledge on those because most likely they are coming, regardless of what Governor DeSantis says there does. But you never know. If we can make an impact, I think it's a good idea to try to do that. So again, please like the video, leave me a comment below, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Safe trading.